Hello and welcome to BlazBlue Entropy Effect. I'm Areima, and we are going to jump into this game very quickly and kind of just explain it along the way. I picked this game up on a lark earlier today, and I've already put 10 hours into it. I've been enjoying it quite a bit. Don't worry about too much about this right here. Oops, I accidentally changed it. We were playing on one of the harder difficulties because I beat my first run in my first try, and then the second run took me 4 or 5 tries, so we've been slowly climbing up difficulties. But what is BlazBlue? This is a roguelike based off of an old fighting game, not old, but a fighting game genre called BlazBlue. We're actually going to unlock some characters super fast, just because I have the points to do so. I think I actually have all the points to do so at this point. But BlazBlue is a fighting game that now turned into a roguelike, and because it's a fighting game that got turned into a roguelike, there's some pretty interesting things going on here, and some stuff that I'm going to probably cover here in a moment. I'm trying to decide who I'm going to play. Probably this person. And then I'm going to take this and this. But again, don't worry about that right now. We'll go over that in a moment. It is a hack and slash roguelike where you play as characters from a fighting game. So the reason why that's important is that each character starts off with just a tiny bit of their kit, and through roguelike mechanics, you actually get all of your fighting kit, and you end up being able to do some pretty crazy stuff, to be honest. And here's a good example. So this is a potential upgrade. So I get to choose something that allows me to add more to my combo. I could allow myself to have an extra attack whenever I'm doing my jump attack. I could hold triangle, which is my special attack button, to summon clones, which is actually one of my favorites for this character. Or I can make it so that my dash can now be used 3 times in a row. We're going to go with this one because this is cool. So you hold down your special attack button now, and it just sends out a million little shadows. The other thing that we can do is that each time you beat the game or get relatively far, you get something called a legacy, and it's a superpower from one of the other characters. We have 2 legacies right now. We have this one, which is a counterattack, and then we have this one, which summons a bunch of missiles, and those will hit heatsink. And then our character's base ability is to do those. After that, it's just a really crazy fast, crazy frenetic game where the normal enemies can be, it's kind of like, just beat them up, just going to kill a lot of things, kind of really fast combat. And there is some difficulty here, trust me. If you don't play well, you're gonna get wrecked. But the bosses, oh man, the bosses is really where this game shined. The bosses put everything you've learned in each level to the test. Also, despite how quote-unquote easy the enemies might seem, you get a lot of more benefits for full clearing, so there's a really good reason to never take damage. And then at the end of each level, you're going to get a reward, kind of Hades style, based on what you chose. And again, like Hades, each of your rewards attaches to something. So if I got cold attack here, it would attach to my attack. And if I got a future attack upgrade, I would have to replace this. I have fire projectiles right now. It's one of my legacy effects that I inherited from another character, so I was going to just go ahead and upgrade that. I do like attack rend, so now my attacks have a chance to rend targets, dealing a little bit of extra damage. We get 2 choices here. The Electrozium Umbra will get me more upgrades and passives and stuff like that. Exchange points gets me that currency in the bottom right that you're seeing right there above my passives, which is sometimes I have a trouble with currencies in roguelikes where they're not actually useful, but I will say that they balanced the exchange point currency really well in this game. You really want some of that, a currency. You also gain the passive every legacy character you added to your roster or to your character, and you get to choose what legacies bring and stuff like that, of course. So, and at first, I just have kind of these base attacks. I have a dash attack and I have a jumping attack, and I have a thing where if I can hold down my attack, I will teleport behind an enemy and do a bunch of damage. I like light abilities. We're gonna go for light abilities. And we'll try and force some light abilities here. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get it. I'm gonna go ahead and use my freaking awesome ninja ability there. it is, you know, it is an anime kind of game, so, you know, just keep that in mind. You know, you got crazy over the top attacks, but because you're playing as the anime character this time around, it gets honestly very cool. I'm not a huge fan of anime. I'm not really a weeb or anything like that, but to be honest, this game's just really fun. I wasn't really sold on the first run, but now I am. We're going to take Holy Mark here. While dashing, you inflict a Holy Mark on each enemy along the path, and if you break it, you do a bunch of extra damage. That's not going to be the biggest thing for normal enemies, but we're going to really want that against bosses. I've actually never seen Holy Mark in action. Okay, so they're just a tiny bit gold. Oh, yeah, okay, I see it now. And then if I do damage to them, they take a bunch of extra damage. One thing to know is that it's pretty important. Everyone has some air attacks, and you can also air dash, and you can double jump. The reason why I'm saying that's important is because whenever you're fighting bosses, there is a lot, and I mean a lot of attacks that want you to just be in the air for a very long time. Holy Mark does AoE damage. Oh, that's very cool. So you want to pay attention to being able to, like, what causes your character to stay in the air. It's kind of one of your dodging strategies. If you use your legacy as well, that also causes you to stay in the air. And that menu you saw at the beginning, the one I said not to worry about, is kind of like one of those Hades menus where you get increased difficulty by adding modifiers, but on top of the modifiers, each level of increased difficulty, 0, 5, 10, etc., also adds new things to the game. We're going to take potential every time we see that, because that adds more to our combo. That's a car. I didn't notice that was in the foreground, to be honest. Oh, that ninja almost got me. I will say the first level is always generally quite easy, but don't take that as an indication of how hard the game is in general. I have not managed to kill the boss of this difficulty yet. Let's see, we can upgrade our hold square thing. We can upgrade our jumps. You know what? I have 3 refreshes at the bottom here, so I'm going to go ahead and refresh. Ooh. I can now blink towards enemies. Oh, that sounds cool. Yeah. That's very cool. We're going to take some max MP. That determines how often I can use my special attacks. A lot of potentials, a lot of upgrades also use match or MP, so something to keep in mind. I'm going to use our infinite blade works here. And we'll go to the exchange. That's a shop that we can use to spend our currency. And this is why I think that this is really good. So you always have an HP mixture, and you always have a recover HP in here. But you can buy potentials, you can buy max HP, and these right two are kind of always random, and then this one, the far right's always a buff. Being able to buy potentials in here for 150, and it's always 150, by the way, the currency doesn't inflate or anything like that, is really nice. While blinking, you recycle Oblivion Glaives and recover a small amount in P. Oblivion Glaives is those shurikens that I summon around myself. Sure, I want to upgrade Shadow Heal, because I honestly like that. And then we're going to get max HP. This game is a roguelite, I should say, because it does have meta progression, but the meta progression system, which if you stay to the end of the video, I'll show off, is actually one of the meta progression systems that I like, because you have slots. Ooh, I just took a bunch of damage from that guy. Okay, I need to pay attention for a second, sorry. Fucker turned around. Use my counterattack there. Ah! He comboed me. We're gonna go ahead and heal. I am doing very poorly against this guy right now. We're gonna go ahead and heal again. The little heart in the bottom left above my HP is how many heals I have left. I'm going to use this to counterattack. If we can do enough damage to win him, we can break him. And then we can just, like, combo him free. There we go, like that. So now he has no super armor and can be broken. Ooh. And then he heals you at the end. That was a little bit rougher. I need to pay more attention. We'll go ahead and take the Oblivion Glaives being bigger. We have this dash that makes us combo with them. So we'll go ahead and lean into that build. That little shard we got at the end there is part of the meta currency. Don't worry too much about it. We're going to take a Covenant. These can be pretty interesting. These are run bonuses that cost you a huge amount of HP to buy. Oh, wait, no, these aren't the HP ones. That's black market. These are the ones where you lose something but gain something. You always have super armor. That sounds really dangerous. I remember it was flinch free from Monster Hunter and how certain attacks can just hit you like 5 or 6 times because you didn't flinch. For every 10% max HP increase skill damage, but you can't go invulnerable. HP mixture can be obtained by killing enemies. You know, I don't really like any of these. I'm just not going to take them. We are going to take a potential, though, every time. There are a bunch of characters in this game, and there's a good chance, I'm not making any promises here, but there's a good chance that I cover a decent amount of the characters, because honestly, I've been playing this a lot. I ended up playing Road Prince of Persia for, I don't know, like 5 or 6 hours. I kept struggling with the fact that it felt like I had already seen all of the content. And I know that's not necessarily true, but that's just how it felt. And meanwhile, this game, like, I've just been more excited about it. The Sortito here thing is basically just it's a slot machine. I got 5 more potential refreshes. I don't care too much about that. I mean, I guess it'll be nice if I find something that I really, really don't want. I could force a build a lot more easily now. Despite how fast-paced this game feels, and certain characters are a lot less fast-paced than this, by the way, it still feels very controllable. Like, because it's based off of a fighting game, like, the controls just make a lot of sense. While holding down, this becomes Swallow Dance. I've had that before, I don't like it. Let's see, while using Staggering Cuts or Swallow Dance upon landing an airborne attack, you can blink right away. Let's reroll, actually. We have a bunch of rerolls. Yeah, let's go ahead go for the attack upgrade. So what that does is I now have these daggers that come down from our piercing attacks. We're going to go to exchange point, which is getting more of that currency. Well, that's cool as fuck. So now if I do this into this, I do like that big screen-wide slash. Ah, that's fucking cool. Your dodge is an iframe. You can dodge shit. You'll even see the camera slow down a little bit whenever I actually manage to do it correctly. And yeah, that's the vast majority of it. There's a storyline, and there's stuff going on with the storyline, but I won't be honest, I haven't been paying attention to it too much. I just wanted a hack and slash. So being able to summon those blades and then pull them to me is still fucking cool. Okay, so we're going to get a new ability here called Black Thunder. Okay. That's fancy as fuck. So that actually goes down here, and you'll see it says a certain amount of SP, right? So this means that this is free. It doesn't use MP. Instead, it uses SP. And I get SP every time I hit enemies from behind, at least on this character, with this particular move. So that's kind of like my ultimates, as it were. The ultimates are generally very, very strong. There's another character who spends 90% of his HP on an ultimate, but tends to just kind of murder everything with the same ultimate. Like, I've done like half the HP to a boss with that character. That character's like all about offense, though. He's actually one of my favorites. I just played him for the first time a little bit ago. I wish you could re-roll your rooms. Maybe that's a thing that we can do later. Kind of like Hades had a thing for that as well. There are traps. That's what that... the traps get a little bit more common. And this is a quote-unquote platformer, but don't think about it as a platformer. There's not much in the way of, like, actual skill-based platformer going on here. The character that summons those missiles that I'm using right there is actually very interesting. It's not really like any character I've seen in other games before. She kind of just uses a bunch of tools instead of actually fighting normally. Let's see. So if you see at the top here, it says that this would replace Summon Tentacle. Summon Tentacle is one of the skills that I got as a legacy. I think that we're going to go for Stronger Rend here. I kind of like leaning into things. We have 320 currency. That's enough for a potential. So we're going ahead and take a potential. I always like finishing out my character's kit as quickly as possible. We'll go ahead and upgrade Heavy Strike. And then Tactic Ascension upgrades one of your little artifact thingies. I keep forgetting. I actually forgot that we had Holy Mark. I wasn't dashing through enemies. I wonder if my little special attack here counts as a dash. That'd be pretty cool. Second boss already. This guy explodes at the beginning. Watch out for that. Oh my gosh, I can't believe that hit me. I call bullshit on that one. His callouts are a lot harder for me to see because they're green on the bottom of the screen. Speaking of guys that want you to be in the air. Just do this to try and finish him off. Yeah, there we go. I can do a lot of damage, but we're stuck in place the entire time, so I always have to worry about when we actually use it. Let's see. More clones. That's cool. So that's more clones for this one now. Okay, I need to pay a little bit more attention. This is kind of where it starts getting harder. We're not doing well enough for Black Market. It'll cost us HP to get something from there. So I think I'm going to go for blade upgrades. And again, that's just the type of upgrade that it is. The type of tactic, as they call it in the game. Wow, that is way faster now with those extra attacks. Holy crap. I got hit in that? Okay, sure. Fatal Rend. After attacking a training enemy... Sorry, after training... What? After a training enemy with Rend... That... Okay, there's something going on there. But apparently if they have less than 20% HP, it'll instantaneously kill them. And apparently it'll instantaneously kill elites, which is the bosses as well. But it's just saying that the training point, the HP point, is lower. It's basically a campfire. Heals you up. I don't know what the giant number's for. Someone knows that one, let me know. It always seems to heal me to full, so I don't know why there's a giant number there. I don't have any toxin abilities or ice abilities, so we'll go for lights. Maybe we can upgrade our holy mark. Took damage instantaneously there. I'm not the best at the combos. I don't actually play that many fighting games. I mostly just play Smash Brothers likes. So excuse me if I'm not pulling off the combos very well. Or I'm forgetting to press buttons. Oh, excuse me, someone's still alive. Let's see. Summon Radiance. Summons Radiance for 5 seconds. While in the range of Radiance, you gain 35% more damage. That sounds cooler than the Tentacles. I've used the Tentacles a lot, so we're not going to keep using them. Take Matt's HP because, honestly, I'm going to need it. Okay, well, that's what that looks like. It's going to be really useful for bosses, I would say. We only have 100 currency, so we're going to go for max MP. That'll let us use our skills more often. I tend to like using skills a lot. I believe even if we have the MP to use it... Ah! Jumped into the poison. Even if we have the MP to use it, there's still a cooldown on our skills. I believe. I'm not 100% sure on that. Yeah, because we got to 100 MP before our cooldown ended. Oh, I did not see that guy. There's actually this computer in the main room of the game, the beginning area. I'll show you guys it off in a moment after this run, and it actually shows off like community combos, and you get to see other people and how they play the game and how they play the characters, and it's like fucking really impressive. just watching people do like infinite combos of stuff and just like string all of the moves together. Upon impacting with an enemy, it summons clones. Cool. We're using that a lot, so we'll upgrade it. I guess I don't get a choice here. We're taking a toxin ability now. 40. There are 40 enemies. Okay, can do. Oh, I forgot how to use that one ability we gained. Hold on. We can go in here and relearn how to do that. Black Thunder is down and then special. There we go. We can summon a slime, poison ring. Let's throw the poison ring, I guess. Spawns venom, inflicts poison, which can kill them depending on their current HP. Okay, sure. I think we already have some blade abilities, so we'll go for that. Oh man, I have taken a lot of damage. Oh, okay, so it's like a the garlic effect. Ooh. Keep falling into the poison. Stop it. I'm gonna go ahead and missile everyone. I'm not using my counterattack nearly as much as I should. Rend Radiance. So, hold on, let me show you guys this. So each ability has this little tree of the upgrade path that you can take, right? And at the end here, they all combine with things. So Rend can combine with Shadow Spike, and it can also combine with Radiance to make a special ability, which is pretty cool. Rend damage taken by enemies within the Radiance is increased by 100%. That, again, sounds like a really good thing for boss fights. We're at 177. We'd only be able to buy one thing if we went to the exchange. So we're going to go to Light instead. Go ahead and missile this guy, because screw him. Keep forgetting how to do that in the middle of combat. Okay, Radiance Blind. When Radiance activates, it blinds enemies. Or upon using a skill, you spawn light spears for 1,000 damage. Okay, screw the poison ring. That sounds amazing. I also like the light spears a lot, so that helps. And we're missing a lot of HP, and we have no healing. And this is the boss. Oh, this is not going to be good news. Fortunately, this is one of the arguably easier bosses. I've never really had trouble with this guy. Of course, now that I'm saying that, of course, I'm probably going to die, right? That's how things work. Tentacle coming! Okay. I'll go ahead and do a bunch of damage to him. See what I was talking about? It really wanted us to be in the air there. Sorry about that. I had a really bad cough coming. Oop, nope. I don't want to go back to the menu, please. Oh, a normal enemy juggled me. This asshole over here knocked me off the ledge and juggled me. Damn. Okay, well, I mean, this does give me a chance to show you guys the other system. So at the end, we get to choose one of our tactics to give to future people. I'm gonna give Rending Radiance. That's an amazing tactic to give to other people. And then we get to choose a second one, and because it combines really well, we'll take Holy Mark to give as well. And then we'll go ahead and save this, and it will go in our little tree for future characters to pick. Since that was only about 25 minutes, I'm going to leave this episode as being relatively short, and I'll just show you guys around town real quick, so you can talk to this guy, and more of these will open up as you go along. The main meta upgrade is only increased HP, but then you can go over to this Mine Crystal area. And I have 3 of them unlocked right now, but eventually you can see that you eventually get 6 of them. And you can go to your implant crystals, and basically you have all of these passives over here that you can pick, and you can only pick a handful of them. So like, for example, I have kill streak damage increase, and then I have a base damage increase, because I'm just randomly finding that we need a lot more damage in this game, and HP mixture. And I will say that the difficulty stays ahead of this system quite well for someone like me who wants to play the game hard. But if you don't want to play the game as hard as me, instead of hard mode, there's normal mode, and you get these modifiers to make the game as easy as you want. If you just want to like play a casual game, you know, you could take less damage from traps. You can make enemies do less damage and have less HP. Start with random buffs, you know, all that kind of stuff in order to, you know, if you just wanted to have a more chill effect, right? Alternatively, you can pump it up as hard as you want, but there is a limit. Like, I can't actually go above 8 points, because I have to beat Susanoo, who's the very, very final boss, with more than 5. I've beaten him with 1 or 2 or 3 entropy points once, and then I've gotten to him like 8 or 9 times, but I've never won. And then there are plenty of characters, and the game, despite being 1.0 and done, I believe it's not early access anymore. It doesn't feel like early access. Does have quite a few characters, and they have a thing out right now saying about the fact that they're going to be adding more characters in 2025. So it's a game that has a lot to give you. I honestly have, like I said, I've already put like 8-9 hours into it, and I think I'm probably going to put another 20. And if you guys want to see more of it, then leave a comment, leave a like on the video, do all of the things, you know, subscribe for more hard games here on Areima Plus, and I hope you guys have a good day. Goodbye.